Whoa! Did you guys hear that snare? This might be my favorite Toontrack snare. Just, I know I've hit it like maybe, you know, a dozen times, but... Dang! Whoa! Hello all. So I thought I'd make a video on my first impression of the new library from Toontrack, the Hansa Studio drums. So, if you haven't heard about it yet, Toontrack made a sample library of some drum sets at the famous Hansa Studio in Berlin, Germany. And there's a couple videos that they produced on YouTube. You can see the behind the scenes of it and the engineer that worked on it, Michael Ilbert. And so I'm going to just be playing them, and I've just loaded them just to see them load. I have not heard a single note of this, so this is going to be like our adventure together. So this is exciting for me. I have my default kit that I have loaded right now. You're hearing just a line in from the instrument itself. This is Superior Drummer 3, and this is the new Hansa Studio library. So let's just do a test. This is my custom settings from the New York kit. Okay, so I should also ask real quick before we get started, or I should also add that we are not using any type of, you know, customized triggers that you see me use in some of my other videos and things. So this is my son's kit actually. This is a Roland TD1 kit with the PDX8 snare, and just for some extra percussion I have the SPD30 over here. Nothing is, all the sensitivity is just default stock settings.
I think it sounds stock to my ears.
Thank you, Lars. And so this is just the default settings here, and all the things that we're going to load here are just going to be the default settings with it. So let's go just to the first one. Let's see. All right, and also I'm just going to have it real time so you can see the loading times. I don't have any type of special hardware. This isn't on a solid state drive. This is on an external USB drive. And that's about the loading time for a kit. It's on a Macintosh 2014 computer.
I want to triple the RAM, all right?
All right, cool. All right, that's all loaded up now. Okay, let's hear this. Not bad. That's pretty cool, huh? One thing that sometimes happens with Toontrack is I have to recalibrate. I don't know if anybody else deals with this, but I have to recalibrate my hi-hat sensitivity. And I have to do that when I load certain kits sometimes. So I don't know if anybody else has to deal with that, but it's something that that I deal with. So let's do that so we get a full close. There we go. Now we're going to get a full close here. All right, cool. So the toms are pretty controlled tom. And there's two toms in this library that we see here. So what Toontrack does is if you have more than two pads, is they'll sometimes just double it. So we see there that the mounted tom is on both of the triggers here. Listen to that decay. Hopefully you have headphones on. If you don't have headphones on, please put them on now and have this experience that I am. Yeah, I really like that floor tom decay. That's like really cool. There's a little bit of phasing in the cymbals. It might be some of the compression on it. Like I said, I haven't dug into these. I haven't looked at their mixer settings on them yet or anything. So when I was watching some of these videos, they were saying that they wanted like a complete sound more than raw drums. So that's what we're going to experience with these. So this was the default of the Live Room kit. So let's see what Michael's done. Let's go, yeah. 1970s LA Maple. Yeah, I'll try that. So there's some loading times here, just switching settings within the same kit. That's not too bad. Of course, we can start playing now, but anybody that's experienced with software synth libraries, like, it'll be incomplete. So you just wait until it completes loading. Wow. Okay, so I would suggest maybe a solid state drive if you're going to use this, especially with some clients in studio. So yeah, so like that was some, I mean, we were in the same kit, and just to change settings, that's nice though. That's a nice snare. Yeah, just to change settings, that was quite a bit of loading time. All right, let's check this one out. This is the 1970s LA Maple. Pretty cool sound. I like the sound of it. I like the snare a lot. Little bit, they got some compression on it, so there's a little machine gunning. Not too bad though. Oh my gosh, did you hear that bass drum decay? That was really cool. All right, let's see what snare, what is here? This is a 14-inch DW. All right, solid maple. That sounds good. They got it really tight too. Of course, you can control all the parameters of these things. Like I said, this is just straight out the box. Like, what are we gonna hear? All right, let's go to another one. Let's see. Let's stay in Live Room for right now, and deep dry, old school. Now I'm going to assume, like, what do you guys think? Like, I think this is going to be like old school, like 1940s old school, maybe early 50s. That's my guess. Let's see. It's like a 40s, early 50s old school. That's solid. You could use that for a lot of different sounds. This looks like it's the same snare. Yep. Just tweaked a little bit different. Let's see what else we got into this one. Parallel, ooh, roomy. Okay, so this is the Michael Roomy. They got a lot of compression on this one. I love the decay that I'm getting like off of everything. Like the toms especially, like you can tell this one has this one's a lot more wet. This one's got some reverb, some compression for sure. The slightest little attack and I'm getting a full hit. Lot of cool places you could put this though. This would be great for drum replacement. All right, so let's get out of this now. Well, do you want to stay in live room and see what other, because it looks like there's two different categories. They got Michael Ilbert default. We've been in mix, so he's got one default here. It looks like this is going to be real similar to the last one we previously. I like how controlled that snare is though. Yeah, you could do a lot with that because it's a good foundation for like adding your own, you know, effects and compression and things, and remember the multi-output that all these instruments have and things. So yeah, let's move on now to the Maple Room. We saw there was Toontrack settings on there. Oh, this has room for percussion and stuff too. All right, so loading time on this one. This one seems like it's going on a little faster here. All right, that's done. All right, let's check this out. All right, it's gonna make me, they got two floor toms, but it's gonna make me change my MIDI mapping here. So let's see here. Okay, cool. All right, and that should be it. Whoa! Did you guys hear that snare? With a few tweaks, this might be my favorite Toontrack snare. Just, I know I've hit it like maybe, you know, a dozen times, but dang. Okay, there's a little bit of phasing on their overheads, so probably just like some compression or a little bit of effects they have on them. It's full though, like that's super full. I really like this kit. Of course, I really like maple drums. One of my favorite drum sets that I've played ever and that I currently own still is the Ludwig 1967 kit that was my first drum set ever that I received when I was 2 years old. Yeah, so I like maple drums in general. My second favorite kit ever is the Birch Yamaha recording custom kit from the 1980s or early 1990s. But I like maple in general, and this maple kit in the room that it's in, like you can tell that these they're so full. You can tell that so much care was put in to recording these and in the room that they're in and the mics that captured them. I gotta see what's going on in the mixer now and what controls we have over things. Look at this. What do we got? All right, so the typical, tom, hi-hat, snare, like individual. Then they got the overhead mono, ambient center. So it sounds like a room mic, and it's going to be giving us two flavors, and it's going to be bittersweet. That's ambient close, sorry. So that ambient mic there is adding fullness, but I think it's also what is adding some of the minute phasing that's going on. This is just me being nitpicky of it. This is an amazing sample library, and this is an amazing kit that I'm playing right now. It's just there's us. Yeah, so I'm hearing zero phasing with that, but then when we add this in, we're going to have some minute phasing, I think, but it's also giving us that fullness. Okay, I'm too picky with it. Yes, there is a slight amount of phasing, but you got to have the ear for that. And the fullness is totally worth it. Oh my gosh, you guys hear this? Oh my gosh. All right, let's play some beats with this. What do you think? What do you think? Slow, fast, dang! With just a little bit more attack, this would probably be my favorite one over the NYLR. Dang, they got it right on this one. This one's finessed. You can tell this kit is finessed, some of the Foundry ones with the Bob Rock. And that was their goal with this. That was their intention with this library, as I saw in one of their interviews and their videos that they produced. But this kit is so impressive. Let's see some of the other settings they have. Yeah, so we're in Marble Room. Let's see what else we got. That was the default. You guys, that was the default of the Marble Room. Let's see what we got. So let's check out some of these. Yeah, let's go to the Michael's Mix. Acrylic. All right, so that was the maple. They've got acrylic in this room. All right, I clicked it. Oh boy, looks like we're gonna have to wait. Okay, not too bad. All right, it's loading. Again, I'm not on a solid state drive or anything. This is just an external USB. So This is exact loading times we're seeing. It's also the same external USB that I do video editing with and production, multi-track recording. Almost done. All right, there it is. Let's see what we got. That is a loose snare. Finished. Like, that is a complete finished snare. This is drum replacement. You should be able to drop that into any mix, I would say. That would definitely cut through. Oh my gosh. All right, so they like really saturated these. These are like super wet. All right, that's what those sound like. Acrylic. What's it called? Acrylic alt? Yeah, it's for like maybe alternative. Yeah, that is super wet. Now, so let's contrast and compare. So now we got dry, deep. Oh, back to maple now. Okay. Oh, I like that hi-hat. It's a tight hi-hat. What are they using for that hi-hat? Oh yeah, 15-inch pasty, 2002. All right, so now I have to, they're gonna make me do this. Like, I have to change my MIDI mapping. You know, in other libraries, I don't notice that. Like, they usually will auto map the lower floor toms to your MIDI note number from your rec. And I've noticed some libraries do it, some libraries don't. And I don't know much about the inner workings of their mapping system. That is dry though. Bass drum still has a lot of decay in it, in my opinion. For being dry, it's not cut. It's definitely not a muted bass drum. Got towels. I got pictures of the towels on the toms. It'd be good for maybe a classic rock ballad or piano ballad, like a classic rock piano song or something, you know. The hi-hat is super clean, like Alan Parsons' hi-hat, kind of clean, you know? Let's see. All right, what else do we have before we leave this? Let's see what else we got in here. Fat, high, low, pitched. Yeah. All right, so this was dry deep. Let's see, very dry, like Arizona dry. Is this that nice snare I liked earlier? I can't tell if it's the same one. That's dry. Oh my gosh. That means like the mics they had in the room were picking up so much like ambience and decay. And that bass drum's big. It's deep. What are we working with? Okay. Yep. 24 inch. Right. Okay. I know what I'm hearing. You can almost do hip hop with that. There's still, it seems like there's still compression that's happening on the toms. Might be natural compression. It might be the ambient mics. Whatever it is, there seems like there's a little bit coming in from that. All right, so that was very dry. Very dry.
Very good.
All right, ooh, 80s gate. Sounds fun. Loading time here. So are those rototoms? Too bad you just can't like grab them and. Whoa! It's like it's still loading. I don't want to get into it yet. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, you know. What else we got? Let's see. All right, so that's it. Look, Toontrack made some on all these. All right, NYC Indie. You want to hear that? Oh, and then we'll see huge acrylic. This is a lot of exploring to go. Pretty cool. Whenever they have, you know, special guest engineers and producers, I always like to, I seem to favor their kits more than the Toontrack ones in most cases. But they, I mean, Toontrack ones, I mean, they know their software and their samples too, so they put together some good kits as well. But it seems like I always kind of favor, I mean, that's the point, is having that personnel on board. I mean, there's something comedic about it, right? Where you're in like one of the nicest studios on our planet, and and you're gonna sample rototoms. Like, I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm sure that has its place, you know? What else do we got here? No hard feelings. See, creative names, like, I dig that. Like, it reminds me of, like, the old, like, sampling days, Emacs and EMU systems and everything. And everybody would make their sample libraries and trade them off as disks and everything like that. Most of you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But even Akai disk and things, like, people would come up with creative and fun names and stuff. So one of my favorites was, I think, Toys We Are or something. It was a bunch of like toy instruments. So anyway, like, I could always respect a creative name. So let's see what this does. No hard feelings. Super open. a lot of low frequencies, not a lot of, they got the highs cut off a lot, filtered out. That's interesting. Oh boy, I don't even know if I want to do this. Drums though. What's something heavier sound like? That's a cool kit. The snare is sweet. Again, PDX8, no custom settings on the module, straight out the box. But this library, there's been two snares, this snare and the one that I liked earlier. Very nice snare. I like the snare on this one. I think I like the cymbals on that other kit that we tried earlier in this same section. All right, so in the same room, I should say. So what do we want to go to now? You want to go to a new room? So let's see, that was Marble Room that we were playing through. And so now let's go to the next one. Whoa, all right, so this is like, I would assume this is probably one of the famous rooms where they've recorded a lot of famous orchestras and things, and some famous performances. They're gonna make me do the MIDI thing. Wow. All right, those, it's still going. That is awesome decay. Those were the toms. All right, let's hear the snare now. So the only thing with this one, I mean, first of all, the sound and tone that is coming out of these toms especially is very impressive. And again, you're getting a direct feed of this software instrument. So let me see, the hi-hat now was really deep on this. They chose a really deep hi-hat. Now, the size of it, what is it, an 18-inch, I think? The monitor I'm using is a little far away, but I think that's an 18-inch. It's a big hi-hat. They wanted it big and full, but I just don't like as thick of an open for that. But anyhow, you can, of course, change them out. Again, all of these are stock.
You know, it's a little stock.
Settings that are right inside the instrument. So let's see here. So let's see, what do we got here? Roomy. Now I wonder if they're going to use this hi-hat on everything. Okay, well, let's just see what they did. That's what this video is about. Some of you might say, well, that's fitting and that fits and that works. And it's true, it does. It's just not my preference of playing. Like I usually like thinner, tighter, smaller hi-hats. But this is fitting to this kit and to this room. I'll give them that. So that was Roomy from Michael. Let's see what else he's got. Roomy 2, old school again. No Room 2. Let's check out No Room. Every time I switch the kit, it's gonna be, all right, that's a slight annoyance there, but nothing we can do about that. Yeah, I like the cymbals on this one too. I like a lot of things about that kit. It is pretty dry. What's this one? Let's give this a shot. A little bit of loading time on this one. Mallets. Oh. All right, it's still loading. I'm gonna jump in. Like, come on. There we go. I don't think they're using mallets on the cymbals as well. Still sticks. Yeah, so it would have been a little more fitting if we had mallets. At least on one of them, so we could do mallet crescendos. Maybe they do, but not in the ones that... Cool though, cool kit. I mean, you can use it for lots of things, maybe orchestration or something. All right, what else we got? We've gone through these, right? So we'll go through at least one or two Toontracks. Delay, spring. All right, let's see what this does. Jumping in a little bit, I'm sorry. It's still loading. It's probably loading cymbals, I would assume. All right, there we are. That snare is sweet. I like the snare a lot. The cymbals are slightly compressed, but that's a fun kit. What's this one? 1? else? I'm going to try one more from Toontrack and then move on. Ballroom Dance. I guess it's not a reference to an 80s metal song. It's definitely a ballroom. You could use it good for a ballad, let's see. All right, everybody, are we ready to go on to a new room? This will be the last one, vocal booth. I saw pictures of the, they put like graphic renderings for the representation of that. I'm sorry, it's like, spoiler alert, but those aren't real photographs that we look at of these drums in those rooms. Those are graphic renderings that they do without branding and things. So I saw a picture from this, and I think it's in one of their videos too, and there's just like snakes and cablings of like all these mics and things like just spewing out of this vocal booth and like just, bombarding the drum set with like mics on all these angles. It's a really cool shot. All right, just default, it's loaded. Let's hear it. Ooh, that is super dry. That is great. That is super dry. Yeah, that's drums in a vocal booth for sure. All right, everybody. My internal SSD drive is running low where I'm recording the screen, so I gotta wrap this up soon. Let's see here. Let's do just one or two of his 1980s, or is it 1960s? Let's see. I like their choice of the drums. That last kit we played was like very like reggae, like ska. Kind of reminded me of like Madness's album with House of Fun on it or something. Like it kind of like sounded like that when I first heard it. But all right, let's see what these are. This is an Italian alt. See, that's just the kind of hi-hat that I like. I like a very controlled and tight hi-hat. All right, cool. I hope you guys have enjoyed this experience with me. First look, first impressions of the Toontrack Hansa studio rooms. We went through every single room. Of course, there's plenty more patches, tons of mixing things. We could dive into that in another video. I just wanted to capture my first impression and kind of experience this together. So if you haven't heard about it or anything, go check out the other videos from Toontrack on the making of it. And we'll probably see more of these on my channel as well. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you again soon.
Good take.
And I'm telling you it's stock.